And we are live. So, hello everyone. Welcome to today's preview. It's now a good time for MBA, right? So, before I start, let me just do a quick sound and a visual check. If you can hear and see me clearly, please indicate in the comment section below. Right. So, those of you who just joined, welcome. Right. I get the response from Alistair. All right. So let me introduce myself. My name is Wallace, and I'm the head of student recruitment from Segi College, Sarawak. Now, what today's preview is all about is about getting your MBA. What do you expect when you get your MBA? Some of you may have concerns in terms of your whether or not you can cope with the study while you're actually doing your MBA, or whether or not MBA is tough, or we will basically give you a picture so that you know what will you expect when you go for your MBA with Segi College Sarawak. Now, probably you want to share this live video with your friends and family who are also probably interested to go for the MBA. All right. Now, let me introduce to you today our speakers, Mr. Rudy Ujang, who is our head of academic of Segi College Sarawak. And also we have our guest speaker today, Miss Mary Wan Mering, who is the director of Sarawak Tourism Board. And she is also the alumni of Segi College Sarawak. She has taken also the University of Sunderland MBA. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hi, hello, hi. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, all.
Hi, Wallace. Hi, Rodi.
Hi.
Hi,
Good
Wallace. Hi,
afternoon.
Mary.
Hello,
Yes.
hello. It's a pleasure to have you live with us today. And
My
our
great
viewers
honor.
who are at home.
Yes, my great honor.
All right, so before we start, probably Miss Mary, you want to introduce yourself and probably tell the audience what do you do actually?
Okay, hi, everyone. I hope you have a good week and also a good weekend today. All right, now just direct to the questions. My name is, as what being introduced by Wallace, my name is Mary Wan Mering. I am the marketing director for the Sarawak Tourism Board in Kuching now. Yes, now most of you might probably want to know what do I do and then things like that. Yes, being the director for marketing is kind of like a very heavy task for me. Everything is on my shoulder. If the arrivals of tourism drop, so that's me who is responsible. Okay, so if the arrivals increase, okay, that's a big clap for me as well. So that's my job in a nutshell. So what I do is that I promote and market Sarawak as a holiday destinations to all over the world. And of course, we do have our target market where we do our marketing and everything. But in a nutshell, that's what I do. Yep.
All right.
That's it. Yep.
So the function of Sarawak Tourism Board is actually to do events similar like the ones, the successful one, the Rainforest World Music Festival, right?
Festival. Yes, yes.
So it's actually to attract.
Yeah, that is exactly just one of the functions. Now, probably a lot of you students, new students or potential students now want to go into marketing. So as you know, marketing has a lot of other mixes. We call it the marketing mix. Now, one of the mixes is, of course, a pull factor. Now, what we do is that we organize a lot of events and festivals in Sarawak as a pull factor for tourists to come. And the other side of the coins is the push factor. Now, that is where we go out to all the countries overseas. That's where we do a lot of marketing overseas as well. So that's the functions of the Sarawak Tourism Board. But in the ordinance-wise, the functions of the Sarawak Tourism Board is only two-pronged. Okay, number one is to increase tourist arrivals. And number two is to increase our tourism receipts, which will contribute towards the GDP of the state. Yeah. So these are our major functions of the board. Okay, and then that's where the responsibility lies in the tourism board. Yeah.
I see. Very, very interesting. Right. So of course, now is the pandemic. one of the biggest hit is, of course, the tourism industry. You can see all the
Yes.
plants are grounded, the hotels are closed, and a lot of businesses are affected. So how much does this affect the tourism in Sarawak, and what is the planning, the future planning for Sarawak Tourism Board once the whole pandemic situation actually ease off?
Okay, right. Now, this pandemic is, no one can has a forecast this pandemic, I would say. Even the China government, when this started before, okay, no one has forecast this pandemic, and everyone was caught off guard. Now, especially tourism. Tourism is the hardest hit industry. Now, why is it the hardest hit industry? The fundamental of tourism is traveling, right? So, and then traveling has stopped everything during this pandemic. So that's the reason tourism is the hardest hit industry during this pandemic. No one can travel. And also tourism, the fundamental of tourism is about social gathering. You want to go and have party with your friends and everything. You want that interactions. You want that human to human interactions, yeah, in tourism. You want to have that feel good with your family members, with your friends, with your spouse and everything. And yet again, the pandemic has stopped that social gathering. So tourism is the hardest hit industry because of this pandemic. But on records, yeah, Wallace, just allow me to put on record as well. Now, actually, this pandemic, according to UNWTO, the United Nations World Tourism Organizations, now it is even far greater. The impact, the implication is far greater than the SARS pandemic in 2003, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And also, it is far greater. The impact is far greater than the economic crisis in 2009, even. Now, it has also been estimated about nearly 40% of international arrivals will just cease off like that. And UNWTO also has given statistics that about 450 billion US dollar has just washed into the drain because of this pandemic. So you can see that the implications is very impactful. And for us, Sarawak, now as of May, okay, our arrivals has dropped nearly about 80%. So that makes our life quite difficult now, especially in tourism. As you can see that you have heard as well, probably your family members, student here, your family members, if any one of them in the tourism industry, some of them have closed their offices and everything. Okay, the guys have no job. A lot of tourism attractions are closed and everything. So the implications is far greater. So we have to really catch up when the pandemic gets up again, or when the pandemic has gone off in future. Now, in terms of job loss as well, for Sarawak alone, you can see that a lot of our guides have lost their jobs and everything. So putting that to myself, I think I can feel the industry. It is a very sad indeed. The incident has happened. So as a marketing director, after the pandemic, so I have to come up with new strategies, new approach, how to get Sarawak back again to our own foot. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we really hope that all this
Yeah.
will be ending again soon. Want to be back in our normal life. So being in a management level, back to the agenda on MBA, do you think the knowledge you get from MBA actually contributes to your decision making in such crisis like today?
Of course, certainly. Well, I take it like education is never a waste. Yeah, gaining knowledge is never a waste. Now, it helps me in a lot aspect of my decision making. Okay, what I've learned at SEGI in my MBA, it has contributed towards a wise decisions that I've made in terms of theory, and also in terms of putting the theory into practical. Because at SEGI, University of Sunderland, I took marketing. So it helps me to come up with my approaches, with my strategies, or even to the very details of what action should I do in terms of marketing mixes that I have planned. So I think certainly, of course, 101%, whatever that I've studied at MBA, I definitely and certainly have used it in my decision making, in my career development. Yeah, certainly.
And what makes you decide to take MBA, Miss Mary?
Ooh, okay. Now, this is interesting. Now, being a government officer, certificate, we call it certificate, is very important. Yeah, of course, experience also counts, but being a government officer, no doubt, certificate is your passport. Okay, for you to climb the ladder, right? So now it does not only allows you or giving you a passport to climb the government ladder in your career, but also it gives you the credibility. Now you can talk a lot about yourself, your performance and everything, but what shows, what have proven your credibility is your certificate, is your educations. So to me, as a government officer, to get my MBA was exactly my passport to climb up the ladder in my government department career. And also it helps me to gain knowledge with other people as well, especially when I interact with a lot of my clients overseas and everything. Now, when they see that how you think and how you give proposals, how you give ideas, okay, that you have gained during your MBA, that tells what exactly you are actually. So they give confidence for me, for them to interact with me in a lot of dealings. Yeah. So I think that helps me a lot. So to get my MBA at SEGI was no regret. So I think it has been a good choice that I've made in the last, when was it that I took? I think 2015. Yeah. So that was a wise choice and decisions. That's why I decided to get the MBA.
All right. Thank you. So, Mr. Rudy, so next question is probably can I introduce to our audience what exactly SEGI's MBA is all about in terms of the awarding university, the modules, assessment, delivery mode, and etc.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Wallace, and also thank you, Miss Mary, for the very interesting sharing on our current tourism situation. All right. So going back to Wallace's question, so the MBA at Segi College Sarawak is awarded by the University of Sunderland from the United Kingdom, UK. Right. So the MBA is one of our program offerings that we do in collaboration with University of Sunderland. Okay, so this MBA program is very relevant to the industry. Okay, and I won't say easy. I won't say easy because I don't believe in easiness, but definitely it's suitable, especially for working adults who have other more important commitment. Right. So the way the program is structured and the way it's assessed, definitely it is suitable for anyone who's watching right now. If you are in the current workforce and if you're interested, yeah, this is the program. This is the go-to program that we have for all of you. Right? So that's briefly what the program is all about, the awarding body, and also why should we take. If I may explain the duration, it's about 2 years. And because of the pandemic now, well, somehow the pandemic do bring some blessing in disguise because thanks to the pandemic, we discovered online learning, online platforms for us to do classes. So moving forward, the lectures, the tutorials for the MBA can be done via online. Right? So students actually can be from the comfort of their home, wherever they are, and log on to class and guided by their tutors and the lecturers and get ready to take in the knowledge that's being provided. So I would say that even when the pandemic is over, even after everyone got their second doses of vaccination, this blended mode of learning is here to stay. I mean, it's something good, technology. I mean, we are talking about moving to IR 4.0, and what better way to jump into it than our mode of study for this program. So I hope it can give some idea to the viewers today on generally what our MBA is all about. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So you mentioned about online learning and flexibility. So probably you can share with the audience again. What would be the online learning hours be like in terms of where if they are working actually? So how would they expect to fit in their class hours?
All right. The classes are on weekends now. It's done on Saturdays only, and because of the structure of the program, the subject offerings are less. I mean, lesser subjects, but the content is still the same. So I would say generally there are 6 modules to be taken. Initially there was 12, but the modules are merged in two into one. So that's why today we have 6. So when we have 6 modules and it's a 24-month or a 4 semester study period, so generally students will take at most 2 subjects per semester. But that's only for 1 semester lah. So the rest of the semester they will be taking 1 modules only, right? And the classes are on Saturday, as I mentioned, and they won't be meeting every week. The classes will be done every fortnight, every 2 weeks. Of course, our timetable says it's 2 to 5 p.m. on Saturdays, but it's very negotiable with students and the lecturer. If you have if you can reach an agreement to change a time to a more suitable time frame for everyone, even change the date, you are most welcome to do so as long as the 3 hours per week is covered. Okay, so during the 3 hours, the lecture will be more guided towards answering and doing the coursework. Coursework means that this program is 100% coursework. There is no final examination. So students will need to do an individual coursework, no group coursework, and a few thousand words. And this class session will be geared so that students are able to transfer the knowledge that they learn from the tutor into the coursework that they are doing, right? So for the flexibility wise, you can arrange your time, the lectures, to get a suitable time for everyone. And it is also flexible because you do not need to, I mean, study late into the morning to prepare for your exams, like what we did during our undergrad, and have a black eye because of that, get less sleep. So it will be totally coursework, and the coursework is very much industrial based. For example, what Miss Mary has explained earlier, the situation that the tourism in Sarawak is facing, that can be one of the questions asked in the coursework. How would you solve it? What's your action plan in such situations? So the coursework will be geared towards that, no exam. And of course, there's a deadline for each coursework, which is at the end of the semester after the 10 weeks of classes. Well, 10 weeks, you won't meet every week. You will only meet 4 5 times. So, like say today is Saturday, we meet today. And then next week, you will be doing your coursework. Try to do bit by bit and refer to your lecturer or to your tutor. Of course, the face-to-face via online is 3 hours. But then again, beyond that, the tutors are ever ready to guide you if you have questions about your coursework. So, yeah, suitable. Well, if only this is a very, very good program because I also took a master myself at another place before this, and it's really time consuming. Time consuming. It's like one semester I took about 3 courses, 3 modules with exams, some more, and percentages of coursework. And I'm working, so it's difficult. But then again, this mode that we have at Segi in collaboration with Sunderland allows you, if you have a very packed schedule, it gives you the opportunity to upgrade yourself. Classes every fortnight if you have 1 subject only. If you have 2 subjects, it will be every week, but only for a period of 10 weeks. And then you don't have to worry about exams. And very much it's online. And when you talk about online, it's not about meeting like this only. You can fully utilize our portal. We have Blackboard. You can communicate there. And even as easy as using WhatsApp. If you have questions with your regarding your coursework, you can discuss it. I mean, the technological tools today that we have really helps, especially in the delivery of the program. Recently, I went through a course on flipped learning, flipped classroom, blended learning. So there are various ways to learn, and you'll find that. You'll look at that when you study MBA here. The guidance provided will provide you more info without you have to sacrifice a lot of your precious time. Of course, effort is needed, but then again, um, if you are busy, if you have a busy schedule, it is doable. It is doable, and the lecturers ready, and also the tutor from Sunderland. Actually, you get two tutors. I just want to add on lah. You get the lecturer from Segi, and also you can communicate with tutor from Sunderland, UK. So you have two guides. So that's the flexibility that we can offer through this MBA program. It's not confined to the classroom. Outside of class, after 5 p.m., you can still get the support that you need.
I see. Interesting. You mentioned that there is 100% coursework and there are actually no exam, especially for working people like us. I think we are very afraid of exams.
Yes, even myself.
Yeah. So, Miss Mary, can you actually cope with your studies while you're working? The time that you took the MBA with us?
As I was listening to Rudy, right? Now the classes is only like only one day in a weekend. During my time, back in 2015, we had Saturday and Sunday, 2 to 5. That's those 2 weeks, those 2 days. So it gives us kind of like, and I think we have more subjects then. I think Rudy mentioned now that it has been concise to a few more.
Six.
Only
Only
few,
six.
only. Oh my God! I mean, that's kind of like being into half now. Now during my time, we have quite a lot of subjects to learn. I guess because it has to be responsive towards the time at that time. Now one of the subjects that we have to learn was IT, IT, information technology. I don't know whether you still have that subject now, but because those days in 2015, that is quite relevant, for us, especially working people like us. We must know about information technology, and that is one of the requirement of the MBA that we took as well at that time. And I guess it's how you manage your time. I wouldn't say that it is quite tough or quite easy in the sense. Number one, I would say to all potential students here is your passion. Okay. At the end of the day, what do you want to achieve after when you come and get your MBA? Is your eagerness to gain more knowledge, okay, and to increase yourself, to empower yourself among your peers, especially those of you who are already in the career industry. That's what I did. Okay, because you know that you have heard my background was that I do travel a lot. Okay, I have like in a year, 7 months I was overseas, so only a few months only here. So that's where I really catch up with my lecturers, and I am so thankful that all the lecturers that at SEGI at that time during my batch, they were very, very, very helpful. And I can communicate with them wherever I am at that time. And the tutor as well, yes, like what Rudy said, the tutor from Sunderland, we communicate constantly with them, of course, through our lecturer as well. So that's where they guide us a lot in all the subjects. And in a lot of international accredited theories and everything, because all these theories that they gain, especially for overseas, are relevant as well for us. So that's why I like about the MBA that I took at SEGI. Okay, it does not only confine to what the theory that the lecturers are teaching us in the class in SEGI College, but also the tutor that gave us additional beyond and above all those that we learn in the class at SEGI. Now, whether I can manage or not, I think that's where at night, I use my time at night after my working hours. I communicate with my lecturers, and my lecturers are very helpful at that time. Okay, and then we establish a group study among us. So that's where as well we contribute a lot of ideas from all cross industry. Because as I told Rudy and Wallace earlier on, that my classmates were from all kinds of sectors. Some are from the construction sector, some are even photography, some are doctors, medical, and myself from tourism. So we share our experience. So that's where we can have a good cross sectoral kind of ideas and suggestions. So again, for potential student MBA, no gain, no pain, no pain, no gain, but greater pain, probably greater gain as well. So that's where put your effort, your passion in it, of course. And at the end of the day, I think you will thrive much, much greater. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So, of all the MBA, why SEGI? Why do you choose SEGI? What makes you
Okay,
register?
all right. Why did I choose Segi? Now, of course, number one, because the campus is here, it's convenient. Yeah, being live and work here in Kuching, so I think that's quite because my time we are not virtual lecturing, so we are online lecturing. So that's number one. That's why I chose Segi at the time. Now, number two, being a government servant, a government officer as well. The universities are also plays a very important role. Okay, now for those of you who are in the government here, okay, as you know that JPA accredited and everything is very important for you to be accredited the university. Of course, that's where I think SEGI is there. Okay, and of course number three, the SEGI has been long established. So I wouldn't doubt anymore about SEGI, the credibility, the long establishment of SEGI. Okay, the staff at SEGI and all the team at SEGI, they are all very supportive. So that's why I chose SEGI lah. Personal, that's my personal preferences as well because it is here in Kuching. So I think it meets all my criteria at that time. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And next question to Mr. Rudy. So, what are the facilities? Because Miss Mary said the lecturers actually guide you, during your MBA journey. But in terms of facilities, what do facilities SEGI offer to help students with, especially the assignments and the coursework?
Okay, the facilities we have, of course, our own Blackboard, our online learning management system, whereby the notes, the works, everything are being put on that portal. So it's like a one-stop center to get all your class materials, right? And that's for online learning. And of course, the physical facility that we have is also always open to our MBA students, right? Even though they might not be able to come during daytime, but the facilities is still open for them. The libraries, all for them to use. And also we have e-resources, right? That's provided by SEGI and also by the University of Sunderland. So through these resources, you can say you are rich with info that will help you, especially in answering and doing your coursework of thousands of words. But then again, the resources are there, especially the library and also online resources is available. And of course, the lecturers that we have, and also tutors that we have, right? And also, still related to the physical facility, yeah, if you still prefer to come, you still like the surroundings of a college, you still like the four walls, yeah, you're most welcome to use the facilities that we have. I mean, if you would like to have a group discussion, I mean, just last week, I think there are a few of our current MBA students requested for me for a space to do their discussion for their coursework. Oh, just come. We have classrooms that's available for you to use. Yeah. So both online and physical facilities are available that we say will be very strongly helpful throughout the duration of study here.
Right. So you've also mentioned just now the MBA that SEGI provided is awarded by University of Sunderland.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
why? Perhaps you can share with the audience why should people invest in a UK degree?
Right, a UK degree, of course. First and foremost, our Malaysian education system is based from the UK. I mean, we were part of the British colony less than 100 years ago. And then when we gained independence, we continue to adapt the British education system, which is why today everything that we learn is from them in terms of structure. And of course, a UK degree is recognized, right? a UK degree holds a strong value, especially in the eyes of the employers here. Right? Of course, they look at the institution, but it is a common knowledge, a common perception that a UK degree is valuable. It's because it's developed by, especially in Sunderland, it's developed by a group. The program itself, constantly reviewed and developed by a group of strong and professional bunch of educators, which is why we have from 12 subjects to 6 subjects now because they are constantly doing reviews of what's relevant, right? Because in UK, in UK, they have more flexibility to alter the program based on the current needs, based to the requirements of what's happening now, right? Compared with Malaysia, I mean, a local program here in Malaysia, because we have a very strong and strict regulatory body lah in Malaysia. So sometimes to do changes might be difficult. Right? Like say, okay, today I want to do some change. It's IR 4.0. So by the time we are approved to do so, it's already IR 5.0. But in the UK, they have this flexibility because they understand the relevance of what's happening around us, what's happening in the environment, especially related to the field of study. So a UK degree, the content, and also the assessment, the coursework, they are always relevant. They are always relevant. It's based on the current requirements of the current happenings in the business world, for example. So in a nutshell, I would say a UK degree, the content is very update. It's very relevant. And of course, in the eyes of most employers here in Malaysia, they would put UK degree as one of the top, even when they do hirings. Yeah, even for myself, I see someone with a UK degree. Wow, even if I screen, if I have an empty position and I have few applicants, and I see candidates with a UK degree, I will put them on top of my shortlist. Yeah, and I believe many employers outside they also have similar thoughts with me. Yeah.
Thank you. So, in your opinion, I'm sure some of the audience here completed bachelor degree and probably they are looking whether or not they should go for MBA. So, is MBA actually relevant to the workforce today?
Yes.
Does it really help?
Yes, because even though we have Miss Mary in the tourism industry, right? And we have students from other backgrounds. We have medical doctors studying. Okay? And all of this pool of students, they are involved in management. Regardless of whatever field that you are in, you will need the management skills, especially when you are in a high position, when you're holding a high position in your organization, you will need the relevant knowledge. And after that, from the knowledge you develop into skills. In everything that you do, you will need management skills. In tourism, of course. In medicine, in managing the health facilities. Yeah. We also have engineers who owns engineering companies. They have the background in engineering, technical of the field itself, but when it comes to business management, they need the relevant knowledge, information, and skills, which are provided by our MBA. So MBA is general, yes, but it's very relevant to anyone, to everyone, regardless of your field of study or your field of work, because it will help you even in your daily tasks as well. Because, for example, the basics of management, planning, organizing, leading, controlling, it's all part and parcels of your daily routine in work and even in our personal private life as well. we need the skills, the management skills that is available, so that everything will be in order. Yeah. So it's not just relevant for your work; it's also actually it's applicable to your daily life as well. So, having said that, yeah, we are not only looking to develop successful people, successful graduates in the industry, but beyond that, a successful human being as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure, especially in the management level, like Miss Mary, you did mention that it is actually helpful, the knowledge that you gain from MBA in such crisis that we have, unprecedented crisis that we have today. So, lastly, the last question, I think most of the audience here wants to know, even if those, especially those who wants to go for MBA, is MBA tough, Miss Mary?
Oh, I guess I mentioned earlier on as well, right? For me personally, it's not that quite tough actually. Well, I think it's much better because you have only 6 subjects now, so you can focus and concentrate on the 6 subjects. During my time, it was I think about 12 subjects, and that's where we have to really time management. So I guess I wouldn't scare any of you now. It's not that tough or even that easy as well. Well, MBA, that's what MBA is all about. It is not a diploma, or it's not a undergraduate. It's a postgraduate. So it is supposed to be to a certain level or to a certain criteria that it has to challenge your mindset. It has to challenge your argumental ideas and everything. So I wouldn't say it's tough, but it's there. It's manageable. I think because that's why you are there. Okay, that's why you are at an MBA level. Yeah. Now, one thing I want to add in what Rudy have mentioned earlier on: why choose UK-based university, right? Okay. Now, for me personally, I got my degree in University of Birmingham, which is also a UK university. And then my MBA is, of course, University of Sunderland. Uh, Now, I go back again why British or why UK university is on top and above of the rest of the universities, because British universities are very good in management. Okay, they are very good, but for American university, they are very good in marketing. Yes, they are very good marketers. That's why a lot of good marketers guru are from America. But for management wise, I think the British are above the Americans. Yeah, so that's why I think the University of Sunderland is fitting enough for SEGI to collaborate with Sunderland to provide this MBA. So that's where my take is lah for University of Sunderland. And also the collaboration between SEGI and Sunderland University of Sunderland, is that the certificate, the scroll that you will be receiving is from the University of Sunderland. Yeah, it's not from SEGI or collaboration with SEGI and things like that. Now, this maybe seems a bit petty for some, but it's very important as well, because this is your resume. Yeah, for those that who are here also wanted to look for other job, this can be your resume as well. When you have a certificate, when you have your scroll from the University of Sunderland, UK. Yeah. Now, being an employer myself as well, I do a lot of I do scout a lot of new staff and new talents as well. Now, like what Rudy have also mentioned earlier on, when you have your resume with a university from UK or from Britain, okay, it gives the employer some confidence to hire you above the rest. Not that I'm saying that Malaysian university are not good, but I think in terms of the proven terms of argumental, in terms of your ideas that come through, and in terms of the confidence level, you are already there because you have been trained, and the syllabus that are given to you has trained you to a certain level already. So it prepare you to meet the working industry, so that the employer do have that confidence, good confidence enough in employing you. Yeah, so that is one of the message that I can share with all of the potential student here. Why British University is at that level to give you that confidence if you are going into the workplace. Yeah, so yeah, that's it like that, because it happens to me whenever I do interviews to get a lot of new staff. So we screen through because we don't know them. I mean, in a period of 5 or 10 minutes in the interview, you don't know where are the credibility and everything. But the resume will plays a very important role as well. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So, for those of you who are considering whether or not to go for MBA, Miss Mary, do you have any words for them at the moment?
Okay. Now, to me, being an employer again myself, I see a lot of new intakes into my organization and everything. For us now to tell the truth to all potential students here, diploma is nothing now. Even degree, because it's so competitive among a lot of students now. Even degree is kind of like probably I put it at the second or third choice now. So the MBA, when you get your MBA, so that give you a competitive edge above the rest. Yeah, so that's why also my advice to a lot of younger students now, diploma is nothing now. When you have your diploma, I think there's no stopping that you have to pursue your degree. And when you have your degree, yes, it's good to have your working experience 1 or 2 years first before you pursue your MBA. But in order for you to climb the ladder a bit faster, a fast track, I think MBA is there for you. Yep.
Definitely. Yeah. Never stop in learning.
Never
Right.
stop. Yep. Yep.
Yes. So, anything to add, Mr. Rudy? Otherwise, we will go to the question and answer session.
I would like to say something. Last month was football month, Euro 2020, even though this year is 2021. The champion was Italy. The captain was a defender, Giorgio Chiellini, 37 years old. 37 years old. And at that stage, you expect a 37-year-old slow in playing to be run past by the defenders. But for your info, this guy, Chiellini, the captain, he has a master. He has an MBA. He has an MBA. He graduated like a few years ago. He has a master. And I want to point out that it can be used also, even though you're not doing business. He has a different career. So he's able to manage his game. 37 years old, you are going against opponents, strikers from the opposing team who are much more younger, even 10 years younger than you, who are faster than you. But he still able to control and play. And I believe the thing that he learned while he was doing his master, he's able to apply in his game. Because sport is not just about your physical ability; it's about your mental and mind awareness as well. Yeah. One moment that I can remember from that game, the final, where this one very young winger was about to pass him, he just pulled that guy off and get a foul. So this shows me that yes, his management, in-game management, he's a smart guy. Of course, it's not nice to see when he do a foul, but then again, he has to, because the ultimate goal is to win, reaching it. And I believe when he did his master, the knowledge that he gained, he also manages to bring them into his game. So I would just like to point out that it will be valuable in all aspects of your life. Yeah. So come.
Right.
Study.
Even though it's a master in business administration, but the knowledge you get is actually how to manage people, how to do quick decision.
Quick thinking at split of a second when you're about to lose, what should you do so that you don't lose? Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much, Miss Marie and Mr. Rudy, for sharing. Perhaps now we can go to a Q&A session. If the audience have anything, please just type in the comments section. Waiting for some viewers' questions, if there are any. We have one question from Alistair. Okay. All right, there. Very interesting session. Thank you. I'm a psychology major graduate, and I always thought MBA is really tough for us who doesn't have any strong business background. All right. So maybe what she meant was if she's a degree in psychology student, can she go for MBA? Is that relevant?
Yes. First and foremost, in terms of entry requirement by the Malaysian government, the MQA KPT, yes, as long as she pass a degree, she can enter MBA because the requirement for MBA is a degree in relevant field. It doesn't specify what field. So yes, she will be. So she passes the basic requirement in terms of the regulatory side. So definitely. And even when she study later on, let's say different background before, it will still be relevant as well. Yep. The knowledge gained during the degree is always something that you can bring along when you go to higher level.
All right. So I think there's no other question. Again, thank you very much. That's a wrap up. Thank you very much, Miss Mary and Mr. Rudy, for joining. Miss Mary, I wish you all the best in the Sarawak tourist. I really hope that tourists will be able to actually come to Sarawak. I miss Rainforest World Museum.
Yes. All right. Okay. We all miss that rainforest.
We miss that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Segi. Thank you, Wallace. Of course, my great pleasure, and Rudy as well. Thank you so much, and all the best to all the students, potential students, going for the MBA at Segi with the collaborations with University of Sunderland. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Right. But before that, I think there's suddenly there's a few more questions coming in.
All right.
Let me see.
No harm to address. Yeah.
By Mr. Michael Ho, very good requirement. I'm from Segi here before taking the degree in accounting and finance. Is it the same with MBA, accounting and finance?
And actually, accounting and finance is under the main field of business management as well. So definitely no problem for you to go to MBA and further study. Because I believe in accounting and finance, you also learn management content as well, and that will be helpful for you when you go to MBA.
Yeah, I think in one part of I think in MBA also it touches a bit on finance management.
There's one on finance. Yeah. There's one module on finance.
And we have another question from Miss Angie Ho. Can I enroll MBA without working experience?
Yes, with your bachelor degree, when you graduate, you have CGPA of at least 2.50. Yes, no working experience, you can enroll. If your CGPA during degree is lesser, 2.49 and below, you will need working experience. But if you do not have, and your CGPA is good, yeah, you can enroll.
All right. So I guess that's it. All right. Again, Miss Mary and Mr. Rudy, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. All right.
All right. It's a pleasure. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Wallace.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.